Travel, Eat, and Learn. I'm Susan Sam Shockley.
And I'm Patrick Barney, and our title says it all, Travel, because we believe the world is a book, and people who do not travel only read one page.
Eat, because we believe when you eat with the locals, you learn about the locals.
And of course, Learn, because we want you to have fun while you learn about customs and cuisines of the people that you visit.
Thank you for watching Travel, Eat, and Learn. This program is being brought to you by For More Travel,
where they, you dream it, and they make it happen. And we are the they. All right. Sam, spring arrived this week. Okay.
Did it really?
The buds are out there.
The pollen's out there.
The pollen's out there. Everything is busting out. If you're in Fort Lauderdale, the boobs are busting out. This is spring break. Okay? But everything. And because, just in case we bump into a few spring breakers here in Las Vegas.
I thought.
No, I got my hair cut done today, or yesterday, by a new barber. He did a nice job on the beard. He did a nice job on it. Danny, thank you very much. I will be back.
Heart be still.
Well, he's under 40. It's good to find a real barber that doesn't shake when they get there, So he's very good. Danny, I appreciate it. I look good and I feel good because of that. All right, Sam, what are we doing first?
We're doing travel news you can use.
There you go. All right, it's spring break. And you can do spring break two ways, with or without children. Sam, you've got the family version.
Beaches is a family resort that Sandals Beaches is the same company, and Beaches is for families. There are 3 of them in the world. And because Beaches Sandals Corporation wants travel agents to understand their philosophy and how great they are, they take travel agents to their properties on their dime, which is awfully nice. There are 3 beaches, and I must tell you, if you are planning to go to Beaches for spring break, it's going to be spring break 2018. They are booked like crazy. People who know of Beaches love Beaches.
Well, they're all in the Caribbean.
They have one in Negril. It has a 7-mile beach, and most of what they have to offer is water sports. They have one in Ocho Rios, and that one touts free golf, as well as all the other stuff I'm going to tell you about. But Turks and Caicos, we have been to. Now, they have the Sesame Street people. They have 4 different areas. They've got Italy, France, the Caribbean, and Key West. And we've been visited each one of them. They have 19 restaurants. They've got pirate ships all over the place. They've got Sesame Street. That's hard to say.
People.
Sesame Street parades. Anyway, Patrick's going to tell you about what else the Sesame Street characters do for you. But
see, I didn't do that. No, if
they
you
put
do
you to
have
sleep.
Yes, they do. They, every one of these places, Disney, and everybody has some kind of character. They locked in Sesame Street, but they do something unique. Elmo, that purple red kind of guy that everybody likes. He will come to your kid's bedroom, sit on their bed, and read them a bedtime story. Now, that is a treat if they are the age appropriate for that.
Now, Beaches coincides with Sandals, and all of your liquor is free, and they've got swim-up bars.
Which, if you brought your kids, the liquor being free is really good.
There's no tipping. They've got butlers. They've got fabulous food, and as I said, 19 different restaurants. You can get French crepes, or you can get Italian spaghetti, or whatever turns you on. And we had milkshakes in the 50s malt shop while the parade was going by. It was great fun. We had a great time, but you do have to book far in advance.
And you know, like it is very kid friendly. But one of the nice things they do, we were there at one time when they did this, is they had babysitters available one night, and all the parents were able to get together outside for chocolate and martinis around 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Now that's a nice treat. It was a very nice treat. And again, it's all included in the price. But Sam, that's nice about beaches and it's nice about kids. But if you're too young to have kids, or you are lucky enough to be old enough to leave the kids home, okay, there are places for the young and wild at spring break. And I'm just going to talk about the top 5. Would you believe number 1 in the top 5, if you look at all these websites, it's Las Vegas. And you say, Las Vegas, why? There are no beaches here. There are no surfing. No, what they have are clubs, pools, alcohol, and bands. And this is one of the top 5 spring break ones. The other ones are interesting too. Cabo San Lucas, of course, if you want to go to Mexico and drink the water, okay? Then you have Cancun in Mexico, which is kind of like Miami Beach with a little bit of style. And they have great clubs, great nightlife, and everything. Another one that you probably wouldn't even think of that's in the top 5, South Padre Island in Texas. Now they party day and night on the beach, in the clubs, everything. You know, there are a lot of Texans there because I think everybody under 35 in Texas goes there for spring break. The last one, though, now this is what used to be Fort Lauderdale, used to be the hottest spot. Before that, Daytona Beach used to be. Now, believe it or not, Panama City, Florida is the hottest college spring break. And why? Because MTV is there with their cameras, and they basically put you on TV morning, noon, and night, and morning hangover time. So if you want to be on TV, Panama City, Florida for spring break. All right, Sam, I think it's time that we understand no matter what time of the year it is, no matter what else, there is always time for Ice Cube Jazz. Now, in keeping with spring break time, I keep doing this, you know, and I'm not even drinking yet. But, all right, let me do it this way. Everything now for spring break, the best drinks are either rum-based if you're in the Caribbean, of course, tequila-based if you're in Mexico, especially on the west coast of Mexico, and so forth. And they have all these things like the Bahama Mana, sex on the beach, pina coladas. The trouble for me is that they are just a little too much with the fruit juices. You know, I like to be healthy, but it's really the fruit juices, and there's usually 3 or 4 different types with the liquor that really gives you that headache in the morning. And now, of course, if you're a college kid, beer is the basic, you know. So, but for us, we still like what is considered one of the top 10 drinks for
adults.
For adults, and also for spring break, is still the Hurricane, okay, which is basically a rum drink, but one that's very difficult to make at home. So let's remember, we showed this maybe a month, 5 months ago, whatever. Take a look at how a Hurricane should be made properly. All right, we are ready.
Ready to
we
go?
are ready.
Okay. All right, guys.
Two-fisted, I love it.
Absolutely. A little bit of our passion fruit. Orange juice.
Gotta have your vitamin C.
Yes, indeed. That's what keeps you going afterwards. Lemon and lime juice. And then, of course, what gives it its red tint, a little bit of grenadine. And just when you thought that these drinks were done, mix it the Category 5 Hurricane, guys. A little bit of 151.
Oh, there we go, 151.
Sure.
Now look at the camera and tell me your name.
name's Brett, and welcome into Two Jacks, folks.
Love your accent.
Thank you very much, sir. Go ahead and make it pretty.
Well, of course, this is in New Orleans, and New Orleans is not on the list for spring break fun because you can't distinguish spring break from any other weekend in New Orleans. Okay, so they don't kind of stand out. Okay, but I'll tell you what we're drinking tonight is much easier to make and much tamer, so to speak. It is pure Cuban rum, Santiago de Cuba, the best rum in Cuba, and some Coke, real Coke, not the Diet Coke, and not Pepsi, Coke and rum, better known as Cuba Libre. So that's what we're drinking tonight, Sam, which makes us happy. If we were in New Orleans, it would be a hurricane, but what can I say? Okay, in the meantime, while I drink, you're going to walk on water.
Yes. I'm going to talk about Sea Dream and Windstar. These are two yachts. Now, we've been on Sea Dream 3 times. Why? Because all of the liquor is included and it's all premium. And we like to drink, if you haven't noticed. Nonetheless,
It's a beautiful yacht, though. Too.
yes, it's a fabulous yacht. There are 10 reasons why, and I'm going to make sure that I get all 10. There's 110 passengers and 95 crew. It has the mentality of a river cruise, so they get into these little tiny ports and places that other ships can't dock, and you'll see fascinating places. You mingle with some of the most interesting people on Earth. We were with the man who makes every plastic bottle for makeup in the world, and another man who brought fabulous Irish bars to America. Nice. They have pajamas with your name on it. You can sleep outside on Balinese beds, and we do that every time we go. And in fact, most people don't know that it's available, so they don't sign up for it. So usually you can't sign up twice, but because people don't know about it, we do, and we get to sleep outside twice, and the little birds wake us up. They have the most fabulous gourmet food and the best liquors on earth. I mean, you could even eat caviar the way that they serve it because it is so premium, it's delicious. They have the back of the ship flops down, and you can take a jet ski, which is, I mean, I said to one guy, I'm too old to jet ski. He said, no, you're not. You're coming with me. And I jet skied, and I loved it, and I'm now way older than that, and I do it again. They go into elegant ports. We went into where the guns of Navarone was shot, and you go into this little sliver, and then all of a sudden, this is where Napoleon was born. I mean, amazing places. And one fun part is that the crew, all dressed in their uniforms, brings out a surfboard and lays it in the surf with champagne, caviar, and everybody comes to the beach and partakes of it. It is an amazing experience.
That, of course, happens in the Caribbean only. They tried that in the Mediterranean, they would drown. But that's their little thing in the Caribbean that they do.
Everywhere we go with Sea Dream, Windstar follows us, but they follow it uniquely because they've got masted ships. Look at this ship. Isn't that the most beautiful ship? Now, I want to go on this. I have not yet, and I'm hoping that maybe in June I can. They also have 2 of the larger ships. However, they still have the mentality of a river cruise where everybody mingles with each other. Everybody can sit at any table that they want to and meet people, and they have anywhere from 150 to 300 passengers. And it is everything that the Sea Dream is, except they don't include the liquor. You can buy a liquor package. However, they don't include the liquor, so the price is much cheaper. And I have some friends who are church people or people who don't
Drink a
drink
lot.
all the time.
All right. Not that we do, but it's nice. It's nice to have that option.
Well, anyway, I recommend this experience because it's unlike any other cruise ship experience. And the age of the people ranges from the 40s all the way up to
Us.
us. And you'll find that there'll be Australian car dealers on it, or Irish fellowships, or it's amazing the people that you can meet on this ship. I recommend it highly.
Well, I remember we sent some friends of ours on the Windstar, and they went from, at the time, Istanbul to Athens on it. It was about an 8-day one. And with 150 people, and, you know, you're on a sailing ship, but you don't have to do any of the work connected with it. They just loved it, you know. And both these ships do the Mediterranean in the summer and the Caribbean in the winter. So you can get them all year round. And the one we're hoping to go on, if we can work out our schedules, people, and if so, you'll hear about it in June, it's from Portugal to Dublin, Ireland. 8 days, hitting the Portuguese and the French coast and ending up in Ireland. So we're starting with wine. We'll enjoying wine. Then we'll have some port and some brandy. And then, of course, we will finish off with some Irish whiskey. Not that I'm zeroing in on the liquor, okay? Because I actually like to sail. So we're hoping to work out our schedules to do that, and that would be late June. So keep us in mind there. Wish us well on that, getting that organized. Okay. Sam, I agree with you. If you're going to go on a boat, if you're going to go on a ship, why not these? Keep it small, keep it intimate, keep it really nice. All right. Now, how about for spring break, some go-to destinations?
Now, Sandals is for lovers. They only have people who are male and female together, loving each other.
Couples.
Couples. They can even be men and men or women and women, but they can't be a woman and a child or a single person. There's nobody for
and no
them
children
in a single place. They have to be lovers. Anyway, there are 16 resorts, and as I said before, they really encourage travel agents to go. So we've stayed at 4 in Jamaica, 1 in the Bahamas, 1 in Antigua, and 1 at St. Lucia. And these are amazing properties. Now, let me tell you about the one in Antigua. We stayed, now they always have an Italian section, but we stayed in what was the original Sandals. And it's where the British or the older people like to stay. And right out in front of your building is a pool for you. But you walk down 5 steps and there's a pool with a bar. And you walk this way and there's the Italian village, and you walk this way and there's pool tables and spas and birds and bars and restaurants. And it's just, it's only 12 miles from the airport, which really makes it convenient to get in that pool and start drinking.
Now remember, it is all inclusive. Okay.
Well, yes, Sandals and beaches are both all-inclusive. I guess Scott's a fan of that. But they have lagoons, they have pools, they have rondevals. If you don't know what a rondeval is, it's where you have a house of your own with a pool that comes right up to your door. So you step out of bed, walk down a stair, and you're in your pool.
Just be careful at night if you have to go to the bathroom. Remember which way to step.
They have over-the-water bungalows. They have all the scuba diving that you can do if you're certified. And if you're not, they will help you get certified for less than $100. It's amazing. They also, where the resorts that they have, free golfing. They have Newton dive boats for their scuba diving. We loved Turks and Caicos. We loved Ochi because we had a butler there. There were 4 units, a pool of its own, and It was amazing to have a butler. You have a beeper, and you just say, Jeremy, I would like a club sandwich. And it appears. And we also stayed at the Royal Plantation, which is all butler unit. That's one of their smaller ones. And then the Royal Caribbean, and what was once called the White House is now called the South Beach. And amazing.
Yeah, well, I think what's nice about Sandals, first of all, it is very relaxing and it's all inclusive and all. But you know, you saw the picture just there is about the butlers, and I want to point out that that's what you're going to see in all the ads in Sandals. Don't be frightened, don't be put off, because this is a picture of what really shows up at Sandals. So our type of people really go there, okay? I have had so many people say to me, that's all for just young people in their 20s with beautiful bodies. No, our people are there. People over 40 are there, okay? But we keep our shirts on,
well,
okay?
I have
And wait a minute, and we sit at the bars at the pool to see the ones who are under 30 in the bikinis, all right? So there is a lot of good and bad of that.
I have two quick little stories to tell you. I had some people who saw an advertisement for Sandals. They said, we want to go to an all-inclusive. We want to go to the Bahamas. But I don't want to spend that much money. So they went to a different all-inclusive, ended up paying for water, for certain liquors, certain food.
Yeah, not all-inclusive.
Not all-inclusive, and it cost them just as much, and they had an inferior product. We had a friend come with us, and he stayed with us, loved the experience, had to go back for a meeting to Atlantis, and said Atlantis was nothing compared to Sandals. So let me know if you would like to book something at Sandals, because I would love to put you there. You will love me and thank me till the end of the earth.
And please adopt me and take me as one of you. Okay? All right, Sam, now we're time for Where the Hell Is It?
Where the hell is it?
Now, last show, we asked where St. Patrick was. What state in the United States? It was the only town named by St. Patrick. And the answer is St. Patrick, Missouri. Northeast corner of Missouri, founded by Irish immigrants. And we want to thank Jean Topinka from Georgia.
Yay!
Now, I got all excited now that we have Barb in Wisconsin, and we have
Jean in
John,
Georgia.
no, John in Ontario,
Oh, yeah.
and now we've got Jean in Georgia. Unfortunately, or not, Jean is Barb's mother. Okay, now I'm hoping Jean has a really big family, because that's the way we get our ratings up. Jean, congratulations, you were correct. St. Patrick is in Missouri, and we appreciate you watching us. Get your cousins involved too, okay? Especially if they're in different states. We love to quote the fact that we're in 5 different states, all right? But thanks again, Jean. This new question now, along with spring break comes Easter. And along with Easter comes Easter roll, or egg rolls, and bunnies. Now, since I was a child, which is a long time ago, I've always wondered, what is the Easter bunny doing with eggs? He's not a chicken. I may be from Brooklyn, but I understood that bunnies did not create chicken eggs, okay? I researched this for our show here and discovered that the Easter bunny, or the Easter hare, okay, and the fact that he brought eggs, or maybe even made eggs, I don't know, is a German tradition. Okay, that seems a little racy for the Germans, but anyway, it's a German tradition, and it was brought to the United States. And it was brought by German immigrants and began to foster in what state? That's the question. What state? In what state? Now, what you're looking at there is just to show you. You people think the Trump administration doesn't have any fun. Here's the press agent or the press secretary for Trump. He was the Easter bunny on the White House Easter roll for 2 years in a row. And let me tell you,
Under
Sean
Bush.
had a good time. And Sean is still having a good time. He's just making fun of the press right now. Okay. Okay. So remember, the question is, we know the Germans brought the Easter bunny with his eggs to America. What state did they come to who carry on this tradition? That's the question for next week.
Well, I want to thank you for watching Travel, Eat, and Learn. I'm Susan Sam Shockley.
Well, wait a minute. Our next show is April 2nd.
Oh, I
See, she doesn't read the stuff.
I
She
hit the
doesn't read
pause
this.
button.
I have golden words down here, people.
Golden.
Golden words.
If they were
That
gold, I
golden-
could see them.
Well.
Anyway,
We're going to be back here on April the 2nd, isn't it? Yes, 2nd or 5th. April the 5th. And we hopefully will
your
be.
guess is as
we
good
will
as
be
mine.
back from California by then, and we hope to have a few things to talk about our adventures in Hollywood, and L.A. and Anaheim and so forth. So we'll see you on April the 5th, and
Thanks for watching Travel, Eat, and Learn. I'm Susan Sam Shockley.
I'm Patrick Barney.
Bye.